All right, art students, welcome back. Welcome back. So I'm going to do an action pose position today. There's so many things that's running through my head that I want to do, but when I can't figure it out, I go back to the action pose positions because that's something we all need to know how to draw an action pose. So yeah, let's get it. Let's get this. Let's get this. I'm going to try to fill up this whole paper page, but we'll see. I tend to draw, if I draw on this kind of paper, I tend to draw the same size. I don't know why. It's just me. So let's see what we can do here, but I just kind of like get the outline of what I'm kind of looking for. I don't know if that hand is going to be bent. And that's a good way to start, is just by sketching in a big block while I get my yellow paper. Maybe the picture will lighten up, calm down a little bit so you guys can see it. Or maybe if not, I'll just do blue. I don't know, that's kind of bright. It might not be as bright in editing or once I finish it, but let's just do blue real quick. Or maybe it's just my eyes. So anyway, you kind of like do the overall shape first, and then you come in and then you can do the actual puzzle pieces, shall we say. Doing the torso, you come down and want to do the house. So I would like this, center line. This leg is gonna have a leg that's up. And then one leg down. This, and then this. So it's gonna be like kneeling on something. Kneeling, stepping up on something. So this leg, about right here. And I'm planning on doing a thing on kneeling, video on kneeling. So how the legs look when you kneel or squat. Just because some of us might need it. That was a long pause. Because your calf right here, your calf is a strong muscle. So that pushes up into that leg, this part of the leg. And then because this is shaped like, where's my drawing paper? Now comes the lesson. And with the lesson can come a dark pencil that I can't find. You have your calf, your shin bone, and then you have this with your ankle, and then your foot like that. So this is going to tuck up under this thigh right here, this part of the thigh. Whereas this, as I say, this calf is a strong muscle. So it's going to push out, it's going to push up into that leg. And of course, it's going to go all the way back to the buttocks. And this is actually, depending on, you know, if you are on your toe or not, or if your foot is kind of back like that, or if you're on your toe. Like that. So it's going to come up like this. And this is how that little bone is, like that. And then you have your stomach like that. And your knee is here, and the calf is like that. So that's how you, that's the shape of when you squat down that you're gonna do. And the other leg could be up. I don't know why it would be up, why not? And again, that calf is going to go in there. Why didn't you just use this for an action pose position, Brian? I don't know. Next video, No, I just kind of wanted to show people how to do that leg when they squat. So yeah, continuing on. And of course, as I say, that's going to go all the way back to your buttocks. So you know, if you sit on it, you will be your buttocks will probably be right here on your heel. Probably be. No, probably it will be. So we have that. And actually, I want to make something out of this, an actual character out of this position. Because I had started something a long time ago about positionings, characters in position, as in every character has like a signature position. I did something like that before, but I don't think I really got into it. But your position kind of determines, you know, who you are, what you are. For instance, if you had somebody swinging, or you had somebody standing with a sword, or somebody, you know, diving, or, you know, just somebody crouching, it would tell you a little bit about that character. That pose would tell you a little bit about that character. So it's kind of like, what is the signature pose for your character? I kind of wanted this arm up, but I'm just going to keep it going back. Kind of almost like he's jumping up on top of this thing, ready to pounce. Maybe bring that arm back more. So the more you go back in perspective, the shorter something's going to be. So like this, and then this is going to be high up into the arm. As in what? How do I explain that? To make it go backwards, you have your long cylinder like this. To make it go backwards, it's going to be shorter like that. So if you have two pieces like connecting, how do I explain that? It's going to not be connected right here. It's going to come up some, and this is like over exaggerating, but it's going to be deeper into the shape. Like if this was the arm going back, this would not connect right here. Let me do red. This the bicep, and this is the other part of the arm. That's more of going straight to the side. So this it would have to be more like, this is the bicep. Don't go through this paper, please. And the other forearm would have to come back like this, come back a little bit more to show that it is going back in space, time. Not too much, but you know, it's still got to go back to show that this arm is going backwards. Boy, that is small in the monitor. Hopefully you can see that. So I shortened this, and then since this is the tip, I'll bring this back deeper into that arm more, and keeping it short as well. The shorter something is going back. Oh no, camera, you just wanted to mess up on me suddenly. The shorter something is going back. Let me focus real quick. Get this thing focused. Focus. Darn you, focus. All right, so as I say, long pencil, the shorter it gets, the more it's going back, or the more in perspective it gets going back. So you just have to think about that. And if it's all the way back, straight back, then all you have is just that round cylinder tube. And yeah, sometimes I get kind of like lost in that myself, especially when doing arms or legs. Like his knee is right here, the front of his knee is going to be seen. So this is going to be the calf, and this is going to be the back of that. So that leg is going to be a little shorter. We're eraser. And I think I was saying I want to make something out of this character, but I don't want to. I want to use these for. I'm using these for my next book, my next drawing book. So I don't want to dress them. So I don't want because I don't want the book to be a character, book. I want it to be something that you guys can use and to do your own character. Use a position to do your own character. But I still want to dress this guy somehow, some way. But that would probably be another video when I'd have to photocopy it. I have to clean it up, photocopy it, then ink it, then maybe photocopy it again in black and white so the blue won't show, because this is non-photo blue. These blue pencils and the red are not supposed to photocopy. As long as you don't make it too hard, it won't photocopy. So you can have all these mistakes and all these extra lines, and it won't show up when you do a copy of it. Hiccup. I don't hiccup very often. The most I'll do is 2 times. So this is going to come up. This is the highest point. It's kind of like right here in the middle. It's going to come up here, go down, and it's going to kind of curve in and like that. Maybe not so much, but it does. And then you have this. And the foot. Dry throat. I always have a dry throat. That's why my voice sounds like this. This is why I'm not a singer. And rookie mistake, making the picture come right off, the drawing come right off the paper. Now he can have straight hands, or he can have a weapon in his hand. Definitely got to do something about the foot, or I can just cover it up with some whatever he's standing on so that it covers up. And yes, you can do that, because I remember even Jim Lee used to say when he was drawing a lot of stuff, he would love to draw capes because capes cover up a lot of mistakes or save drawing time. So he would always put the cape like, way over here, over the shoulder, or over that, especially when doing Batman, so that he could, how long have you been like that? So that he could cover up a lot of the drawing. Sorry, I usually look up at my camera every few seconds, my monitor every few seconds, so I don't know how long that was blurred. Hopefully it was a few seconds, hopefully. I have had them when they were about a minute or so, blurred that long. All right, let's do the head. Let's do the head. Push the head forward a little bit more. Not too much, but just a little forward. Tilt it forward. And the neck is going to come down. That shoulder is going to be right up here. And Always just to throw some kind of rubber rock, like there's some damage. I'll put some pipes or something in there to make it seem like he was in a fight somewhere, just throwing some damage, throw things in there. See that? Cover that foot up nicely. Some rubble, some pipes or something. Some more junk here. Just kind of dealing with shapes, you know, your squares or your triangles, your rectangles. Just something until, you know, you can figure out, like I can put some car tires and stuff here, but then, you know, why would a car tire be here unless I put more car stuff there, like more pipes or something. It could be in a building. You know, if I had like wires hanging from a ceiling, table or whatever. I don't know. This is all just rubble. He's just, you know, fighting through or coming through. Put some like stuff up here, more pipes or whatever. Just up here, like construction. You know, you just the imagination runs wild. So at this point, I would stop and something. I just lost it because I'm staring in the monitor. I would stop and I'm looking at this leg. Looks really short. Stop and go get something to eat, and then come back and see my mistakes. Like this leg looking really short. And then kind of go from there. Because there will always be mistakes. Shouldn't have went with that red. Too late now. That is not too shabby. Maybe bring that chest down a little bit more. Give them more knot. Usually if I'm leaning a person, I'll keep this whole thing kind of like one piece. Almost, I look at it like shoulder pads almost. So because this is down, this is more stretched. Actually, I wanted to bring them down a little bit more. Can for the sake of wanting to do it. One part is like, yeah, do it. The other part is like, no, leave it. It's fine. I don't know. I'm going to pause it right here and I'm going to look at this and I'm going to think about it and you'll see my next decision. You'll see my decision in the next second, whether I'm erasing it or whether I'm continuing to draw the anatomy. All right, I am back and I am not erasing. The one thing I would like to do is shorten up this leg just a bit. Something I was going to say, and I forgot what it was I was going to say. So I stopped and ate and looked at some TV. I started looking at Invincible 2 days ago. I didn't want to sit and binge watch the whole thing and just, you know, I like to save my dessert for, you know, make it last. So I'm on episode 6 now, going on 7. So I stopped at 6. I only watched maybe like 2 episodes a day or so, and then I, you know, just save some for tomorrow. So one thing I have noticed that the animation is really getting less expensive. I don't want to say cheap, but they're slacking on the animation. I think the first 3 or 4 were like really good, and now you can tell where it's just, you know, they're budget cutting. So yeah, I mean the story is really good because I haven't really kind of figured it out yet as a writer. That's why one reason I don't look at too much TV, because it's the same story over and over again. But this one, I'm kind of making a guess at it. I'm not sure, because it could go so many different ways. And I never read the comic, but that doesn't mean that they're going by the comics story. So, yeah, I'm not going to change it. I was going to tilt them and lean them down a little bit more, but decided against that. So let me just do this hand. And then, as I say, I really want to kind of dress him, give him some personality. Maybe not in this video, but in another video. Start creating characters. That hand should be, this one you see, this one stops, and you always see that second finger. And that thumb. And this one is going to be, you're going to see more back of the finger. You always draw this, where's the wrist? I always draw like the palm or the thumb, that circle for the thumb. And then this little piece here. And then that goes right up into the finger. And the fingers kind of go down. So you might see the second and the third knuckle, which I will flesh that out in the ink pen stage. Bring that down a little bit. Bring that out. That separates. There's a separation here, and it actually goes to the thumb. So wherever it is, it goes over to the thumb. Make it a little smaller. Same thing here, that separation at the bicep, it goes over to the thumb. Made that a little bit off camera. I don't know why I didn't turn it on at that point. I'm just starting to draw. Curves here, so we have this part of the neck, just like the two lines, and then you won't see the other one. Don't spit on your paper. Where did it go? This. This is round. Keep in remembrance that this is round. So this is going to come out around and then goes down. Same thing with this one. And because this is pinched, they're going to come out like this. They're going to be close together here, and then farther apart here. So there you have it. There you have it. I don't know where I want to go with this, but as I say, I want to dress this character. Back in the day, I was kicking out so many character designs and costumes. Yeah, now I'm just kind of writing stories more, but I think it's still in me somewhere. Somewhere I can still have that designer, the designer's in me. So I'm going to photocopy this, not now, but eventually. Photocopy it in black and white. I have to ink it first, and then photocopy it in black and white, and then that will take all these lines out, and I will have finished. I want to keep the original untouched, but that's kind of impossible. It's just, yeah, it's kind of impossible. So I have to ink that one. Yeah. Because I want to draw the costume on the original, so I want to be able to erase stuff. So there's no way I can draw the costume and then have the, yeah, unless I do a lot of white out. So yeah, that's my dilemma. So anyway, this is gonna be it for this action pose position. I have no idea what number. And then hopefully when I figure out what I want to do with these guys, I'll do a video on dressing them and talk to you about clothing and attitude and so forth with the characters that you do dress, draw, and so forth. So all right, that's gonna be it. No rambling today. I'm gonna give you the bell right here. And then so this class is officially over, and I will see you in the next video. Later. Keep going.